Hi, my name is Maya. I am a professional artist and the owner of Maya's Art. Before I get into what I'm going to be speaking about today, I just want to take a moment to say that I am honored to be speaking in a space that is here to celebrate Black creativity, as well as acknowledging the challenges that many of us face today on a daily basis. Okay, now let me get into it. I am a stroke survivor. I am also a Black woman who has sickle cell anemia, as well as a creative soul. When I had a stroke, I was 11 years old. I was completely paralyzed on the left side of my body. I had to relearn how to walk and talk. Went to speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy, all to regain the strength on the left side of my body, as well as regain the ability to speak. I remember when I began my journey of healing right after I'd had a stroke. I went from being in a wheelchair to transitioning to a walker, to using a walker, to using a cane, to having a brace on my left ankle, to now I just wear inserts in my shoes to help with my ankle issues. Now, when I was that young, I didn't really know what a stroke was. But now to be able to say that I am a stroke survivor, I feel it's empowering to be able to say that, because I know that that is something that most people would not be able to tell just by looking at me. That's why I always say don't judge a book by the cover, because you never know. You never know what someone's going through. You never know what someone's been through, or what they are going through, and what they are experiencing. I am also a Black woman with sickle cell anemia, like I said before. And I think that having sickle cell is something that has really inspired a lot of what my work is about, a lot of what it celebrates and acknowledges. A lot of my work is rooted in lived experience. I remember being very young and having to advocate for myself, having to teach my teachers what sickle cell was and how it affected me, what my limitations were, and not allow my teachers to push their own limitations onto me, because that is something that I also faced a lot of assuming that, hey, if she can't do this, she probably also can't do this. No, I'm perfectly capable of doing that, actually. And I know what my limitations are. But coming from a place of like having to advocate for myself at such a young age, and also having to navigate the world of like being seen as a normal being, all while your body is constantly fighting battle after battle after battle. It's something that really shaped a lot of the experiences that I had. It really shaped a lot of like my life in general, if I'm being honest. I was always this child that I felt very misunderstood. I felt like I couldn't show up in the world as myself. I felt like I was always seen as being too much, or too weird, or not normal, or different. And I think that experience within itself is something that really has shaped my art in so many different ways, because I went from being someone who, because I was seen as different, because I was seen as weird, because of the fact that I had sickle cell anemia and I had had a stroke and I had already been through all of these, so many difficult things, right? Children view you as being different. They view you as being not normal. And they kind of, in a way, see you as an outsider. And so that is one of the main reasons why a lot of my work is rooted in becoming a space where the voiceless, the misunderstood, the people who have always been seen as different can be and feel empowered, can be and feel acknowledged and seen and heard and understood. Because for so much of my life, I broke myself apart to fit into boxes so that others would like me, all to end up hating myself. And then having to find the pieces of me that I left behind. But I became the woman that you see today. I became someone whose work is rooted in liberation, in empowerment, in being able and wanting and the desire to uplift and inspire Black women and Black girls. I make art to inspire softness in a world that often demands hardness. I make art to promote rest in a space that often tries to value, tries to tie our values to our productivity. My work is a soft space to land. It's a place for us to feel seen, to feel heard, to feel understood. As someone who has been through so much, all of my experiences have come together to inspire me to want to inspire others, to want to be there for others. And that is what my work is about. All of my experiences, all of the traumas that I've been through, the pain that I've been through, pain that I am going through as a Black woman with sickle cell anemia, it's all come together in a way where I transmute my pain and transform my pain into my power. As a Black woman with sickle cell anemia who has survived and lived through sickle cell crises after sickle cell crises, and how that part of my life was literally and has been unseen for such a long period of time, to now be in a space where I am speaking openly about it, openly about my experiences with it. I mean, when I tell you the last sickle cell crisis I had, I was out of commission for 2 weeks. I was in excruciating pain, screaming and yelling my head off. I could not walk. I could barely eat. I could barely take care of myself. I had to have help. But that is the thing. That is the one part of my life that has gone unseen for such a long period of time. The navigating of the pain. Everything that I do is to prevent me from being in a space where I am dealing with that kind of pain. Because sickle cell crises are excruciating. They can quite frankly be quite traumatizing as well, because to see someone that you love screaming and yelling their head off because they are in such an excruciating amount of pain. And when I say pain, I'm talking about it feels like glass is moving through the veins in your body. Pain. When I say pain, I mean pain that could be either in your entire body, in every part of your body, or in a single part of your body. The pain of a sickle cell crisis is what has inspired me to want to promote rest. Books like Rest is Resistance by Trisha Hersey have inspired my art as well. Books like Finding Me by Viola Davis have inspired my art as well. Books like Flowers That Water Themselves by Taisha Mack have inspired my art. I am a reader. I am a dreamer. I am a peacemaker and a leader. And I'm finally saying those words out loud. I truly hope that my work, my experience, inspires peace, rest, liberation, love, hope. Because in these times, we need it more than ever. Once again, my name is Maya Milton, and I am so honored to be speaking here to all of you. I hope that hopefully, each of you takes a little piece of what I've said with you today. If not, that's fine. But again, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.